Okay, hello sugar buns, welcome to a new tier list that I decided to make up. This is gonna be the survivors version of Flywheel tier list. So basically, who suits Flywheel the most in my personal and honest opinion. So on the top we have Enchantress, and then we have niche. You can run it, you can, whether it's broken windows or Flywheel, you can run it, it's fine. 50-50 is situational, so it's based on how you want to play the game. Right? Window boost is just saying it's better just to bring the window speed boost. It's just better to bring breaking windows. And troll is, yeah, if you bring Flywheel on this character, you're not gonna get anywhere in rank. So rescuers mainly. Now then, let's get started, shall we? We will first and foremost have Lucky Guy. And to me, Lucky Guy is 50-50. Why so? You need to think about it this way. Lucky Guy has various of different items. So let's say if Lucky Guy brings, let's say a gun. Let's say if Lucky Guy brings like a gun and a perfume, he can Flywheel, he can perfume first. Or if he fails the perfume, right? If he fails the perfume, he can just Flywheel towards the nearest pallet and then gun or use the elbow pad to go away from, to make a distance from the hunter. Which is why I think Lucky Guy is 50-50. You can bring window boost or you can bring Flywheel. It works on him. Like it just both personas work on him. You can only bring two persona, one borrowed time along with like either windows or Flywheel. Wouldn't really recommend you bring Tide with him just because. So yeah, that is it for Lucky Guy. Now then, moving on, we will have Doctor. Personally speaking, I feel like Doctor is a little bit of a 50-50 as well. But in my opinion, she's niche. And now you might be wondering, hey, why is Doctor niche in this situation? Think about it this way, right? Think about it this way. So you get hit as Doctor and then you pallet camp, right? Like usually as Doctor mains, you want to make distance and then heal or even just camp pallets. For Doctors, I believe that when they get hit, they camp near a pallet, they start healing, right? And let's just say if Doctor fails the mind game, the hunter goes through the pallet, and then when Doctor sees the hunter using a basic attack animation, she can Flywheel and then hide behind the pallet, put the pallet down, rotate to the next nearer pallet. That is what the Doctor can do, and then heal, right? So that she can take 3 hits instead, which is why I think Doctor is actually niche. She's most likely low niche. She's high 50-50 but low niche, but I'm just gonna put her on niche. Now then, next we have Lawyer. Personally speaking, I feel like window boost is just better on Lawyer in general. Why so? Because Lawyer doesn't get terror shocked, right? So then, like, let's imagine the scenario: you're being chased by the hunter, and you're gonna get a hit anyway. But instead, you have Flywheel. So you Flywheel the hit, and then you jump the window. But you don't have window boost now. You can't, window boost away. And then when the hunter vaults out, you're gonna get hit anyway. So then, like, you might as well just vault the window, take the hunter hit and the window speed boost, and then make the veteran persona, and then make a huge distance away from the hunter. Which is why I think Lawyer is just better off with window speed boost or even Tide. But we're not talking about Tide for this one. Like just window speed boost or Tide. In all honesty, let me change this to Tide. Window or Tide. You don't really need Flywheel for Lawyer, to be fair. Now then, moving on, we have Thief. I don't think Thief is a really good idea for Flywheel, right? Thief is quite underwhelming in a nutshell. Yeah, sure, you bring Flywheel, you bring Flywheel on and you flash the light on the hunter, but then like the hunter can just look away and then like cancel your flashlight, like look backwards, moonwalk, cancel your flashlight, immediate dash and hit you. So like your Flywheel is useless anyways at the end of the day. So it's better to have window speed boost. Take your pallet speed boost, create distance, take your window speed boost, create distance, etc, etc. Now next we have Gardener. I feel like Gardener is a 50-50 in this situation, right? Gardener is probably a little bit above Lucky Guy because personally, what I think is, if Gardener was first chase, she has her 50-second bubble. I'm sure, like, whether she has windows or not, if she uses them correctly, she can definitely prolong the kite to the point that her bubble is ready once again. So then, like, she can, you know, just not body block, but like cancel the hit, get the bubble up, and then proceed to kite even longer. That is what I think. And also, let's say if the Gardener actually got downed early and then she haven't used her flywheel yet, that's okay. Once the hunter chairs you, you get rescued. When the hunter's about to hit you, you can immediately flywheel. Let's just say you flywheel near a pallet, and then you go through the pallet, put down a pallet, and then stand there and then let the bubble come out so that you can, like, proceed to kite for a little bit longer. Or you could just, you know, 50-50, take the window speed boost, get your pallet boost, get your window boost, and prolong the kite. That's just what I think for Gardener. Next we have Magician. Magician is Enchantress and Friends. To be fair, Magician is Enchantress and Friends. Cause I highly recommend you to bring Flywheel on Magician. Why? Because Magician has a 10-second cooldown on his wand. I think it's 10 seconds, but it's definitely like 10 seconds or less. Let's say 10 seconds maximum cooldown on his wand. You use one wand to, you know, do whatever to block the pallet. And then somehow the hunter blinks onto you, and then you use your flywheel. Bam, flywheel use. By the time that happens, your next wand is already ready, right? So then, like, what have you done? You cancelled blink, and then you can prolong the kite because you still have like 1 or 2 wands left. Which is why, like, Magician is a heavy kiter. He's no harass, he's no rescue. Well, he's okay rescue, he's no harass, he's a heavy kiter. He's an okay rescue and okay decode, but like his main, you know, where he shines is his kite. And I feel like Flywheel helps more. Cause, you know, let's just say like he takes a window speed boost and then the hunter blinks on you. Well, that's not gonna help much, is it? Or even he takes a window speed boost, the hunter catches up really fast, but then his wand is still on cooldown. Oh, what if I had Flywheel? I could have, you know, added myself an extra 2 to 3 seconds for my next one to be ready. So then I can kite even longer, which is why I think Magician is Enchant Friends. Bring it on, Magician, no matter what. Next we have Explorer. Being fair with you, it's just better to bring window speed boost or tide with Explorer. To be fair, right? Because like he has no kiting ability. He can hide, but he can't kite. The same as Lawyer, he can hide, but he can't kite. Let's be fair on that one, right? So then, like, it's instead of bringing Flywheel, just bring window. Just bring the window speed boost or bring tide if you're gonna rescue. That simply depends on you, of course. Next we have Mercenary. You're a troll. You're genuinely speaking a troll if you bring it on Mercenary. I don't care what you say, you're a troll. You're a troll. Next we have Cordy. In high rank Cordy, some of them don't bring what you call it. Some of them don't bring tide because they have a gun which can prolong the kite anyways. Right? 20-second plus tide time. Which is why a lot of high tier Cordys don't bring tide. And in my personal opinion, you can bring like, you know, if you don't bring tide, you can bring window speed boost or flywheel. Flywheel being the fact that you won't get double hitted. So like, let's just say if you like, because Cordy can't close the distance from herself and the hunter when running towards chair compared to like all the other rescuers, forward, mercenary, first officer, gravekeeper. Sometimes it's actually not bad to have flywheel to, you know, let's say lizards pounce, bonbon, sculptor, even Mary's mirror, to be honest, from far away. I think it's kind of good to have. It's kind of 50-50. You can run flywheel or you can run window. Either way it helps her kite. Sometimes flywheel can save her from using her gun. Sometimes flywheel can just buy a little bit more time, so then like she can use her gun a little bit late. It is what it is. So she's kind of a 50-50 for Cordy. Next we have Priestess. Priestess is a niche, to be fair. Now let me explain this to you why, okay? Let's just say that the hunter's quite close to you. And you know, whether you brought tide, window, or flywheel. Let's say if you brought flywheel. Okay, you brought flywheel, what happens now? So you have one portal almost up. Hunter's about to hit you. you flywheel, and then your portal is ready. You flywheel portal immediately, you can prolong your kite. Okay, that's one scenario. Your second scenario would simply just be the hunter's near you, you have portal ready, but you're too scared to use your portal because the hunter may cancel your portal. What happens now? What happens now is if you have flywheel, you can flywheel the hunter's hit and then immediately portal after the flywheel ends. That's actually a strategy as well, and that does help you prolong the kite as well if you're scared that your portal will be cancelled. Which is why Priestess is genuinely speaking a niche to me. Her portals is kind of just like a Windows speed boost. It stuns the hunter, it has been nerfed, but it's still good. It's still good, honestly. Next we have Mechanic. To be fairly honest with you, Mechanic is a 50-50 in my opinion, right? Because she definitely needs to kite, and she is a survivor that vaults very slow, similar to TME. I'd say like it's probably better to have TM. No, I'm talking about it later, but like it's okay to have windows on her. It's okay to have flywheel on her. It simply depends on how you play. Like if you know how to vault windows with mechs, bring windows. If you don't know how to do it, bring flywheel. Flywheel towards the nearest pallet and put the pallet down. Yada yada yada. I don't really need to explain. It helps you prolong your kite, just like windows, just like broken windows. So it's a 50-50 on my part. So basically for forward, I rethought about it, right now I'm editing it. Basically, you can run flywheel on him if you want to. It's kind of the same thing as running, you know, windows on him. You can go flywheel for the harass if you want to, like, you know, dodge a hit, or, you know, just whatever you want, to be honest. But personally for me, I wouldn't do it. I'd rather go like windows or just tied on forward, but it simply depends on you. Forward could be a niche, could be a 50-50. I'm just saying don't do it. Up to you, to be fair for this one. Next we have TME. TME is actually a niche on flywheel. Now you might wonder why. I'll give you the reason why. So first and foremost, TME is one of the most strongest tight kiters in IDV survivors. She can see through walls, so that means she knows where the hunter is coming from. She doesn't need to be afraid of ambush. Now what does this mean? If she's tight kiting and if the hunter is about to hit her, she can flywheel towards the nearest pallet, she can flywheel to hit, put the pallet down, etc, etc. It's highly unlikely that a TME will vault a window, right? It's like highly unlikely. They will vault a pallet to go to the nearest kiting location, and the flywheel will definitely help the TME more than the windows, to be fair, because like when TME vaults a window, it's really risky. It's similar to Mechanic, but then like for Mechanic it's fine because she has a doll out. For TME it's different, she actually has to kite. So I personally strongly think that TME is a niche when it comes to flywheel. She tight kites really well. If she can flywheel properly and then flywheel the hit properly, put the pallet down, she can definitely kite for a very long time. Being able to loop the hunter and to, you know, counter ambush is a really good thing for TME. Now then, moving on, we have Perfumer. I'd say, you know what, Perfumer definitely belongs to Enchantress, right? It's kind of the same reason as Magician. It's a 10-second cooldown. If you fail your first perfume, if you use your first perfume too early, it's okay. Whether you perfume back or not, as long as you can, you know, kite for 10 seconds, and of course with the aid of flywheel, I'm definitely sure you can, you know, kite for 10 seconds to, you know, prolong your kite to the point where your perfume is ready to be a second use. So then, like, you know, you'll be at max health, you use your perfume. Oh, you failed it, but it's okay. I perfume back, I flywheel, I kite for like 7 more seconds, and I have another perfume. My perfume are still useful. It's okay. Flywheel fixed my mistake, which is why Perfumer is really an Enchantress, to be fair. I will put her quite high because she definitely needs flywheel in my opinion. You really need to master flywheel with Perfumer. Now, next on the list we have Cowboy. Cowboy will be on the window/tight section simply because of his lassos. You see, the thing with Cowboy is he can already create enough distance, right, from himself and the hunter. He can lasso the hunter to counter the hit, and then after he lassos the hunter, he gets a speed boost. So there's really no point for you to bring flywheel really no point. I don't see it. You might as well just bring Tide or Windows, depending on whether you want to play as a Kiter Cowboy or a Harasser Cowboy / Rescuer. So yeah, it's just better overall. I don't see why when you can just lasso a pallet, you decide to use Flywheel instead. Because like when you lasso a pallet, you already created a huge distance from the hunter. So there's really no need in my opinion. And then next on the list we have Female Dancer. It's okay, yeah, Female Dancer is probably a niche. To be fair, Female Dancer is a niche in my opinion. You need to think about it this way, right? Let me just drink. You need to think about it this way, right? Like, what a female dancer can do is, imagine the hunter is near you, right? And then like the hunter's about to hit you, you flywheel, you immediately put your music box down and you dance away. And it's a slow music box as well, so then if the hunter doesn't destroy the slow music box, they're screwed, because you can loop them. But like if they do, they're still screwed because you already made a huge distance away from them. Which is why I think, you know, it's the same as Priestess situation. Before you get hit, you flywheel, instant put it down, dance away, ba-boom, ba-bow. Most likely better than Windows in my opinion. I mean, yeah, of course, like, it's kind of situational as well because she gets a speed boost from jumping from a high area, which is similar, which is like, you know, Moonlit Lakeside, where else? Chinatown, Hospital, and that's about it to be fair. But in all honesty, Flywheel Female Dancer is a huge niche. I think she's quite strong, but of course you can bring Windows as well. I strongly suggest Flywheel though. Moving on, we have Seer. Seer is also a niche to be fair. I put him on high niche. Reason being that you can tie kite with Flywheel, right? So then like, the problem with Seer with Window is when the Seer is too far away from the hunter, he can't charge Owl. But like with Flywheel, he can tie kite for, you know, quite a bit of time. It's highly possible for the Seer to recharge one of his Owl with Flywheel, and then he has 2 hours that game, he can pull on the kite. But like even if he, let's just say like even if he got baited with his Owl, he still has Flywheel. That's okay, he can flywheel towards the nearest pallet, so then like he won't get instant downed after being baited off by the Owl, which is why I think it's quite nice. It's really nice to have Flywheel on Seer. Next up we have Embalmer. Just bring Windows or Tide on Embalmer, right? Because like your main objective is to run as far away from your coffin as possible, so then like the hunter either has to teleport to the nearest cipher in your coffin or walk towards your coffin. So it's just better to bring Windows. I don't see the point of Flywheel. You're gonna be running away from your coffin anyway, so no point. To be fair, no point. Moving on though. Let's see. Moving on, we have Prospector. But I say Prospector is okay. He's like 50-50 in this situation, cause like, yeah, I'd say he's 50-50. You can bring Windows or you can bring Flywheel, cause you can Flywheel for the next magnet. You can Flywheel, put magnet down, push them back, etc. Or you can just take the Windows speed boost, because like Prospector has a speed boost when he's near metallic objects, when he's running near metallic objects. So you can either go like a full speed boost Prospector, or you know, a little bit of 50-50 tight kite Prospector with Flywheel, or and a little bit of pallet speed boost and locker speed boost, cipher speed boost, etc. I don't really know. There's really not much to say, because like he can definitely be niche, but I think like he's more of a 50-50. Next we have Enchantress. We know where this is going. A part of Enchantress and Friends. Enchantress is scary. She's a huge tie kiter. She definitely counters a lot of the single hit hunters with one of her stuns. And like especially with Flywheel as well. We've seen how Enchantress has been harassing with Flywheel, right? Staying near the hunter, harassing, getting as much curses as possible, flywheeling the basic hit. Take one hit, flywheel the next basic hit, and then like just annoying the hell out of you. Very strong solo kite, very strong harasser, which is why she's like SS tier when it comes to Flywheel. So yeah, honestly, yeah. Next on the list we have Wildling. Don't do it. don't do it. Just don't do it. Better, you know what? It's probably even better for you just to bring Widow Speed Boost if you wanted to go tight because he moves so slow. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Acrobat is niche in my opinion, because like his full kit is based off of creating distance from hunters, right? His full kit is just based off creating distance from hunters. So if you want, you can flywheel and then use your ball to jump, which is why I say he's niche. Because like his ball is kind of like a window speed boost. You can either you can go full kite or like a very safe flywheel acrobat where you get to use all your balls, where you won't be blinked down and things like that. He's strong overall. He has 3 balls early game. He can get a 4th one by kiting 60 seconds, and you definitely can do that with flywheel, right? You can flywheel the hit, go towards the nearest pallet, or flywheel the hit, immediately ball, or while your balls in cooldown, flywheel the hit, the ball cooldown refreshes, immediately ball away, boom boom boom. So yeah, a very good niche. Wouldn't say Enchantress and Friends, because I mean his kit is basically based off that, but like wouldn't say Enchantress and Friends because I feel like it's counterable compared to like Perfumer and Magician, because Magician can body block a certain area, speed boost, and then Perfumer can basically instant perfume something, so then she can create enough distance already away from the hunter. To be fair. But you definitely could put Acrobat on. You definitely could put Acrobat on Enchant Friends, but I just feel like bringing windows on him is fine as well, which is why I say niche. It's good. It's above average. It's above average flywheel acrobat, but it's also above average flywheel. No, not flywheel. Windows acrobat. So it's kind of the same thing, which is why he's a niche. Next we have Barmaid. Barmaid is a product of Enchant Friends. I don't need to explain this. Take a normal hit, sip, and then when you're about to get your second hit, flywheel, vault the window, put down a pallet, vault the pallet, whatever, get your speed boost, and yada yada yada. Boom. Very nice. And you can even flywheel a blink, to be honest, with Barmaid if you know what you're doing. So like Barmaid is kind of a guaranteed 3 hit, which is why Barmaid is on top of Doctor, because Barmaid can walk while heal. Right, that's the benefit of Barmaid. That's why Barmaid's better than Doctor. Next on the list we've just troll. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't go flywheel on that guy. Postman. I feel like it's 50-50 to be fair. I feel like it's 50-50, right? Depending on the hunter as well. Postman is a great cipher assist. He can definitely kite. He's a light controller, so he basically, like his dog, Wick, is basically just slows the hunter down. It's a light control, but he can definitely kite. You know what I mean? He has the kits for kite. He can bring flywheel because he can, you know, give himself the window speed boost. Oh, now that I mentioned that, he's probably niche if that's the point. Sorry, he's niche because he can give himself the window speed boost. So like, you might as well bring flywheel if you want to, or tied. But you know what? You might as well. Do you know what I mean? So like, you know, Wick to slow the hunter down. You can flywheel, so then you can use Wick. You know, stall enough time to use Wick. You can give yourself window boost. It's great. It's great overall. Niche for Postman in my opinion. Gravekeeper, don't do it. Please don't do it. Just bring tie. Don't be that guy. Prisoner, I'll give you a 50-50 for Prisoner, right? The reason why Prisoner is kind of above Lawyer and Explorer is because he has like the 1 second stun skill, and because of that, he can use it. He can use it to create 1 second distance, and then he can use flywheel to go in between pallets to not get hit. So Prisoner is actually 50-50. You could do that, or you could just go windows. To be fair. Next we have Painter. I feel like Painter is a small niche as well. And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, there's so many people who are niche right here. Well, yeah, of course. Painter needs to look at the hunter. And after he looks at the hunter, he needs to paint. So that's like 20 seconds. So he needs to kite at least 20 seconds. He can't be instant downed. When he get hit once and he started painting and the hunter catches up, what Painter can do is he can flywheel, go put down the palette and then start painting again. By that time that happens, Painter will have his painting ready. Which means he can kite even longer because of his stun skill, because of his painting, which is why I think it's quite nice to have. It's quite nice to have a flywheel on Painter. It's just, you know, it's just insurance so that you don't get downed immediately without finish painting or even stun the hunter at least once. Personally speaking, quite niche. Next we have Entomologist. Entomologist is niche as well. I don't really need to say why. Like it's kind of like, okay, she has a 20-second B time cooldown, right? I know, but then again, at the same time, she like by the time that hunter gets rid of the bees, they're not really that close to Ento. Let's be fair. They need at least like a 5 to 10 second time to catch up. And then by the time they catch up, they need to mind game to hit her, and then like if they do manage to hit her, she can flywheel, stall more time, bees come up, voila, very nice. Which is what I think Ento is great with. Ento is great with flywheel, to be fair. You can bring flywheel, you can bring window, but flywheel is good overall on her. Okay, now then for batter, here as we can see, I placed batter on 50-50, but you know what? I thought about it again, it's Enchant Friends at the end of the day. Reason being, like, if you think about it this way, right, batter can harass. So batter has a very strong harass, meaning that if someone was down and the hunter wants to balloon, it's going to be very hard for the hunter to land 2 hits on a batter. And of course, you know, once a batter uses his first ball, berserk, and then he can get his second ball ready, but he's still full health, right? So what he can do is either he take 1 hit and then he flywheel the next hit. If you know what I mean, it's kind of like forward, but better, because batter is a long range distance harasser, right? And forward is like a charged, but batter can be a long range, similar to Cowboy, but not better than Cowboy. So batter is Enchant Friends. He can harass from a distance, and it's a definite rescue because of his ball physics, I guess. And like, it's kind of like if you want to dodge a hit, if you're half health, you want to dodge a hit, no problem, flywheel. And by the time you flywheel, and then if the bloody queen keeps on chasing after you, your survivor should be able to heal. If they're not able to heal, I mean, you probably stall like at 30 seconds, you know, or let's say 20-second minimum, and 40 second at best, which is, you know, half a cipher already. So batter is actually Enchant Friends now that I rethink about it. I know it says 50-50 here, but he's an actual Enchant Friends. Okay, next on the list we have Weeping Clown. We moved Weeping Clown up a tier. He's actually not niche. He is Enchant Friends when it comes to Weeping Clown with flywheel. Now, reason being the fact that, you know, let's just say, you know, Weeping Clown uses his first rocket. Okay, he pulls a long distance. Rocket goes into cooldown 20 seconds, right? And then, like, if rocket is ready once again and he can still kite, of course he can do that. He can tie kite, but like when the time comes, when the hunter's about to hit you, he can flywheel and an immediate rocket away. He can flywheel an immediate rocket away. He has this window to do this. I've tested it out myself. You have the window to do this, which means that you can be either at full health, half health. You can pull all 3 rockets regardless. So like, it's a definite kite, and like if you're definitely at first chase and you're at half health, let's just say, you know, you took 1 hit and then you rocketed, no problem, the hunter catches up like probably 5 seconds later, and then you tie kite him for 15 seconds, or even like you tie kite him for 10 seconds, well 12 seconds, you flywheel, and then you immediately put your next pull your next rocket. The hunter can't catch up to you. He is an Enchant Friends in this case. Right, like, because he needs to kite, and if he kites, he excels better at kiting compared to Acrobat, compared to, you know, all the other survivors in general, because of his rocket, which is able to move faster than the hunters, of course. So if hunter has to chase him, then it's gonna be really hard to down a Weeping Clown. Next we have Little Girl. Just bring window on Little Girl. Just bring windows on Little Girl, because when it comes to Little Girl, it's kind of like your pages take so long to recharge, and like there's better options out there like a Prospector, a Priestess, and like with Little Girl's pages, sometimes if you make the mistake, it's over, right? If you make one mistake with her pages, it's over. Even if you flywheel the hit, I don't think it really matters, because you reset the hunter's attack recovery. You might as well go window tied. Don't really risk it that much, just create as much distance as possible from you and the hunter. And then moving on, next we have Novelist. Novelist would be a part of Enchant Friends. Right, I'm not putting Novelist on niche because there's really no point in Novelist being... Novelist is kind of like Seer, but better. Because Novelist like Seer takes 25 seconds to charge, I was right. Novelist takes 10 seconds, 13 seconds, 16 seconds, 19 seconds. Just like that. And then he can control the hunter. With Flywheel as well, like a lot of the times, Novelist comes in clutch with the Flywheel to control the hunter with his book, which is why he's a part of Enchantress. He really prolongs the kite. There's really nothing I can say about him. He's just extremely good with Flywheel, especially when you're looping the hunter while looking back as well. Now, next on the list you have Psychologist. You might as well just bring Windows or Tide. You know, I don't really have to say much, just bring Windows or Tide. There's no point, there's really no point. Cause like, if you, like, okay, you Flywheel a hit, that's okay, but like, you don't have Windows speed boost, you've only padded speed boost. What's gonna happen now? Hunter is either gonna catch up to you way too fast, and then you're gonna get a hit anyways, and then you're gonna get your next hit anyways because you're a Psychologist with no items. It's kind of like Embalmer. You just want the kite. There's no point in like a mind game when you have 3 lives. You might as well use all 3 lives properly instead of thinking about mind gaming and making more mistakes. Patient, it's kind of the same thing. For me, Patient is kind of the same thing. You have 3 hooks anyways, right? You have 3 hooks anyways. You're not a harasser. You're a kiter, a rescuer. You just bring Window or Tide. Just bring Window and Tide. And like, it's at the very rare case scenario, the hunter blinks your hook. But like, when that happens, when he blinks your hook, you instant down. That's because you made a mistake early on. It's kind of your fault. You can't really Flywheel a blink hook because you're already in hook animation, so yeah. Next we have Toy Merchant. You know what? To be fair with you on this one, right? I think it's just better to bring Tide or Window with Toy Merchant, because like, you Flywheel, but then if you need to put a catapult down, it's gonna take a little bit more time, and sometimes you're gonna be really stuck for time. You're just gonna be stuck for time sometimes, so it's not really worth the risk. Like, you could say, oh, you know what, you can do it, of course, you need to be very fast. Yeah, that's the problem. You need to be very fast, you need to be very accurate, and you need to time it properly. If you don't time properly, you're screwed. What's the point of playing Flywheel for? You know what I mean? And like, Toy Merchant is, of course, once again, mini support, but like a full-on kite character. And the rescue, of course, because she can fly down the air. Next on the list we will have Professor. Well, to be honest with you, Professor is niche as well. The same reason as everyone else that's up here. If he fails, let's just say like if he does fail his shell shock, okay, that's no problem. Can he kite 45? Well, no, he's actually on the low part, sorry. But like, can he kite 45 seconds? That's possible, because Professor can slow down the hunter's hit animation, so he has a more of an advantage there with the palette mind game. And like, if he can Flywheel the hit, like, it's very easy for him to Flywheel the hit as well, because it's a slow animation. He's on the low side, because I personally feel like you have to kite like 40, you need to kite 45 seconds for your next shell shock to be ready. But like, if you can manage to do that with Flywheel, great. That's why he's on low niche, but most people just bring Window/Tide, to be fair, on Professor. But yeah, it's really good on Professor in my opinion. And did we miss anyone else? Let me think. Oh yeah, there's Antiquarian as well. Antiquarian is definitely a part of Enchantress. I know she's not here right now. Wait, let me add her in. Give me a second. Okay, so Antiquarian, there we have it. There she is. So Antiquarian is part of Enchantress as well. Why, you may ask? Well, it's simply because, like, you need to think about it this way, right? Antiquarian first chase, she can disarm for 12 seconds, and after that, she has like a 13-second cooldown on her next hits. If you have Flywheel, you can definitely kite 30 seconds. Let's be fair, you can definitely kite 30 seconds and then use your hits again. And then, like, of course, she has the speed boost as well. She has like the 5% speed boost, which does a little bit of stuff, but not a lot compared to Window. But you know, it's better to have Flywheel. Like, you can Flywheel, do your gymnastic, jump, and then like harass the hunter that way as well. She's a part of Enchantress and Friends because she can harass, she can kite really well. Her harass isn't too bad. You can stun a hunter for like for 2 seconds, and like you can do that 3 times in a row, which is 6 seconds if you time it properly. And then, of course, you can disarm them as well, so then you don't get hit. when you do that, so you know she's a part of Enchantress. And of course, that is the end of the Flywheel tier list for survivors. We will move on to the Flywheel tier list for hunters on our part 2 series. Well, to be fair, it's not really a part 2 series, but you know what I mean. It's the hunter tier list for Flywheel. Sounds a bit weird, but it'll be coming out. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And of course, this is all what I have to offer you guys for today, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye bye.